All right, buddy. People live together for all kinds of reasons. But with me and Sam, it's so her baby can have a good home.
Couldn't Sam do that herself?
Yeah, she could, but we just, we think it's better that the baby has two parents.
Are you the baby's father from biology?
No. No, I'm not, but I'm going to take care of this baby the same way I took care of you.
Is my dad the baby's father?
You don't know?
Well, are you sure he never told you that he was the father of Sam's baby?
At the park, a long time ago, but then Sam took a special test and said different.
Right, well, I can't really explain, the whole thing with the test, but your dad is the father of Sam's baby. So that's your little sister right there, and I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner, Michael. I honestly thought you knew.
I was gonna ask, but I didn't think I should.
Why?
Every time my parents talk about Sam's baby, my mom gets into a bad mood.
Well, that's because, Sam and your dad were... Do you remember when, your mom and dad split up for a little while, right? Well, that's... What?
I don't know, maybe I can try to explain this. There was a time when your mom and dad were really mad at each other. And during that time, your dad and I became friends. We became really good friends, and that's when I got pregnant. But your daddy wanted to go back to your mommy, and he wanted to go back to you and Morgan, and he wanted you all to be a family again.
Did it make you sad?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. At first it did. But after I thought about the decision your father made, I really couldn't be happier.
What happened when the baby is born? Is she gonna stay with us?
No, my baby will always stay with me.
What about Jason? Is he gonna stay with you too?
Taking care of a baby is a really big job, so that's why Sam is going to stay with me.
Were you in love with my dad?
Why do you ask?
Because I heard that you have to be in love to make a baby.
You remember when I told you there's like a time where I'm going to have to tell you certain things? Mm-hmm. Well, this is a little complicated, this one. So you don't even have to worry about it because everything is going to work out.
What you can do, Michael, is give me and Jason a lot of help once the baby's here.
Diapers? No, thanks.
No, come on. I'd never ask you to change diapers. This is going to be your little sister. You're going to have to maybe read her books and teach her how to draw.
Yeah,
like really cool stuff like that.
You're going to have to look out for her the way you do for Morgan.
Cool.
Yeah.
Gonna have a little brother and sister. And I'll always be the oldest.
No, that's a pretty good deal, don't you think?
The best.
There you go.
Come on, I'll walk you home.
Do you ever think about when you were my dad?
Yeah, all the time.
I want you to be as good a dad to Sam's baby as you were to me.
I will do my best. Come on.
Good night, Sam. Good night, little sister.
Jason didn't try.
Why was it our job to tell Michael the baby was Sonny's?
Sonny and Carly were probably getting around to it.
When he was 15? I mean, seriously, what were they waiting for? Oh, wait. I know what they were waiting for. They were waiting for you to tell them, right?
You want to save some of this?
No, don't try and distract me. Because you know that I'm right. Anything that is messy or uncomfortable for Sonny and Carly, they leave for you to fix, including telling their child that Daddy got the lady across the hall pregnant.
Okay, you're right, Sam, you're right. They should have told Michael, but I understand why they didn't.
Well, then can you explain to me? Because I don't understand what Sonny does and why, because it's really confusing me right now.
Because when Sonny and Carly fight, it gets ugly. They scream at each other, they break things, and it's not just Sonny. Carly goes back at him just as hard. And Michael's been there to see some of that, and his parents don't ever want him to see anything like that again.
And I understand that.
So this whole situation, Carly's hurt and mad that Sonny got you pregnant, Sam, and she cannot let go of it. But now, on the other hand, you know, everything's pretty good. She and Sonny are happy, but every time she hears about you or the baby, she tenses up waiting for the fight. And you know what? I can't blame Sonny, because sometimes it's just easier not to say anything, even to Michael.
No, I mean, you're right about Carly. I see it every time she looks at me. I mean, she's not just mad that I'm carrying Sonny's baby, Jason. She's mad that I'm living here with you.
It's more than that. Carly's mad because I like you.
You like me?
Sure.
Thanks. I mean, that's just, it's nice to hear. I like you too. Which is good. For the baby. I mean, you know, I wouldn't want her growing up in a house where the adults don't get along and they just kind of grit their teeth and don't say anything to each other just to keep the peace. I think kids can pick up on stuff like that.
You're right, they do.
And it's not like you say much anyway. Although it's easy to tell when you're mad or upset. You are keyed up and silent. As opposed to, well, silent and silent.
You think I'm easy to read?
Yes, actually, I think you're easy to read. You don't use a lot of words for conversation, but it's pretty clear what you're thinking unless you completely shut down.
Well, you use a lot of words.
That's because I'm trying to keep up both ends of the conversation.
You like to talk.
You know, yeah, sometimes. But first I kind of say what I think, and then I say what I think you think, and then I say something else and you say nothing, and then I drive you crazy like I'm driving you crazy right now, probably.
Yeah.
No? Come on,
really.
please. That's probably why you work so much, because you probably don't mind getting shot if you, buys you a little peace and quiet.
Yeah, well, that's what I always thought I wanted. You know, last time I took off, I traveled all over the place. I would go for days without talking to anybody, and Sam, it is easier. But in the end, easy wasn't what I wanted.
Me either. I mean, let's face it, having a baby isn't easy. And the idea of being a mother still scares me to death, but Jason, I am looking forward to it more than anything. I guess I just realized that easy doesn't always get you everything. I mean, sometimes the things that are the most difficult end up being the best.